Hello, welcome. How are you today? If time saving is important to you as a teacher entrepreneur, then this is for you. So I know that your time is precious. Just someone today asked me, how long will it be? And that is why my main focus is helping teacher entrepreneurs just like you to create systems that streamline your business with automation, reclaim 10 hours a week, and unlock hidden earning potential for a work-life balance. So that is different for everyone. Today's topic is how email marketing can help you increase your income by building an email list of potential clients. So if that is something you'd like to learn more about, then I'm here to talk about that. Just checking over here that everything is good. So if you've heard about email marketing, what do you know about it? Is that something you've already started or something you've been considering? We did touch on this last session that it is something that you need to decide when it is the right time for you. And so I have spoken about email marketing in the past, and maybe you've seen some of my posts about that. And that is what we'd like to talk more about today. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you are watching the replay, pop a little hello in the chat and let me know where you joined us from. And let's go. And I've got some slides today to share with you. So I'm going to go over here. There we go. So we're going to talk about increasing your income by building your email list of potential clients. So how can this help you? So we're going to look at 3 ways that this can help you. So the first one is nurturing leads and building relationships. So you might wonder, well, don't I do that on social media? And that is true. We do that also on social media. But one thing to remember is we don't own social media. And if you've been a part of one of those days where social media just breaks for a day, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes social media just isn't working that day. So how can you reach your audience, your potential clients or your current clients if social media is down for the day? So we need to have another way to do that. And email marketing is a way that we can do that. So this can help us continue to nurture our clients, leads that might be coming into our business so that we can always have a place to share information with them that they need to know in a timely manner. So HubSpot reports that 59% of respondents say email marketing influences their purchase decisions. That might be you. Just recently, I was in a series of emails from someone, otherwise known as a nurture series or a nurture sequence of emails. And it was something I had my eye on. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend my hard-earned money on that. And do you know, in the end, I think it was their last email, last chance. And I went for it. I was like, okay, that's just that one little last push that I needed to get me over the line. So if you're like me and you might read your emails, then you can understand the power of an email and how it can help someone make a decision. So by you having an email list of clients, potential buyers, people from social media, and you invite them over to your email list, having that list allows you to nurture leads over time. So we're going to build relationships. And then ultimately, we're going to help them convert into a paying client when it's right for them. So we don't always purchase something the first time we see it. Even if you're walking by a physical shop, we're not going to buy that immediately. So sometimes we need to check some things, we need to think about it. Maybe you visit somewhere in those big shopping centers or big shopping malls, and you start at this end and you walk by something and you walk to the other end and do all of your other shopping, and you come back and you're like, yeah, I do want that. So yeah, sometimes you need time to think about it. So by having an email list, this helps us to continue to nurture those leads. I had a thought and it went. So my notes here are very brief because I wanted to give you the most candid information. And if you have any questions along the way, absolutely let me know and I will answer those as we go. Or again, if you follow us on the replay, I'd love to hear your questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. Or maybe you're on my email list and just today I had a question which I will answer later on in our session. So what's another way that we can do this? So the second one there is lead magnet benefits. So what is a lead magnet and how can it benefit you? So a lead magnet could also be called a freebie, an opt-in. There's a few different words that you might hear. That is what that is talking about. So this is something that you can share with your audience, some helpful information that maybe they need that is going to suit their needs at the time. And if you know your audience well, then you know what they need and you're going to deliver that maybe when they need it at the right time. So doing this, having a lead magnet or a freebie, a lot of people just call it a freebie, can help to add people to our email list. That's how people can arrive on our email list. And then having consistent emails after that, I think that's on my next slide, is going to help us continue to nurture people from the beginning thought that they had in their mind and maybe a challenge that you help them overcome, a mini result, a mini win, a small win, and then you can continue to build on those emails and continue to engage with those in that audience and share information that maybe you don't share on social media. You may choose to keep some things just for your email list, or they may get ahead of time notice of things that are coming, which is what I did with my email list last week. So this can really help us. And according to, I like numbers. So who's a numbers person? According to Invesp, the sending, excuse me, sending personalized emails to subscribers can generate 6 times higher revenue. How does that sound? Would you like 6 times higher your current revenue? So when we think about email subscribers, they are a base that we can continue to share helpful information with, and at the right time, we may let them know something is for purchase. Obviously not every email, just like on social media, we want to blend sharing helpful information, entertainment, inspiration, with asking for a sale or for a call to let them know we have something that might suit them. So this regular communication is going to help your potential clients stay top of mind, and you will be the first thing that the first person that they think of when they have those challenges that you regularly talk about. So one other thing I wanted to mention on here is pre-launch strategies, and we'll be talking more about this in an upcoming workshop on November 7. You may have seen me already talking about that. So I've already put a link in the chat, and that is a free workshop. So what's a pre-launch strategy? Well, email lists can be a way that, like I mentioned, we let someone know ahead of time before we blast it out or in public. We might want to let people know ahead of time that something's coming and they may have access to it at a limited time, lower cost to them, because you're rewarding them for staying true to you on your email list and letting you know that they are interested in learning more about what you do. So we can launch something ahead of time to our email list only. And another statistic from Launch Effect states that people who bought products through email, that were marketed through email, actually spent 138% more than those who didn't receive email offers. So if you're only on social media right now, really consider how this can help skyrocket your income or increase your income as an online teacher, entrepreneur. So we can utilize our lists, and we're going to create buzz even before we actually release it. It might be a tease to let someone know it's coming, and then when it's ready to launch, they could be on your wait list and they know ahead of time the most helpful information and maybe a bonus early bird purchase price. So that is really cool. I've been a part of that before and it's really exciting. So to increase your income, how can we do this? So we are going to, as I mentioned before, we're going to have personalized communication. Now, have you ever received an email and it just said, "Dear reader," or it said, "Hi there"? I find those emails very sad. I don't feel very connected with them because I just feel like I'm a number in a big list. So I prefer to personalize my emails with your name. If you're on my email list, let me know. Have you put your name in? And does your email arrive with your name on it? I like to talk to you. That's why I put your name there. So this personalized communication is what really makes that connection more real with people. So Experian found that personalized email subject lines, so with the person's name in the actual subject line, are 26% more likely to be opened. So that is definitely an awesome tip to keep in mind for when you start, or maybe you're currently email marketing and maybe you haven't started doing that yet. So online teacher entrepreneurs can tailor their emails specifically to the needs and the interest of their audience, and making that personalized is really going to help to increase the engagement. So you might be asking a question, you've asked them to reply, or maybe you're asking them to vote on something on social media, and it's going to help increase the likelihood of conversion as well. Now, a little bit extra for that, the slides over here at number 2, so regular communication. So why do we want regular communication? So regular communication is something that is going to, like I mentioned earlier, keep us top of mind. And I've mixed up some notes here. Okay, that was something different. Okay. So regular communication is definitely the way that we are keeping top of mind, just like on social media. If you think of social media, you probably have a regular posting schedule, and that helps to keep new clients coming through. Maybe a new post is seen by someone who isn't yet in your audience. And if we just posted once a month, there's a very low chance that someone's going to find us and know that we have information that they need. So regular communication is really going to help with knowing your audience well, and also letting them know that you understand their needs and how you can help them. So the third one over there on our list there is segmentation. Now this is a little bit advanced, but I'm just going to touch on it just a little bit to let you know that even though you have an email list, you don't need to send the same email to every single person every single time. So as we mentioned with a lead magnet or an opt-in or a freebie, someone who downloads that and is on your list has a specific need. So that is your opportunity to then target the needs of that specific person and continue to give them more information about what they need and further ways that you can help them to achieve their goals. Excuse me. So by segmenting your email list, this is going to substantially help. And so we've got a statistic here from DMA. They report that segmented and targeted email lists, or emails to those specific group of people, generates 58% of revenue rather than just a blanket email to everyone that may not be relevant to some of them. Have you ever received an email and you think, I didn't request any information about that? Or it was something from someone that had one thing that you were interested in, but then this other thing they're offering, you're like, yeah, that's not what I signed up for. So when you understand your email marketing tool, I use my favorite one is ConvertKit. It allows you to segment your list by noting on a specific person's on their account what they downloaded from you. You can give them a little, it's called a tag, and then that allows you to know what their main interests are so that you can then have in the background working for you what's called an email nurture sequence, which continues to touch on those points that you know that specific type of person needs, and then you're really personalizing the information that you're sending to them. So like I had mentioned, I was wanting to let you know exciting news that I have actually teamed up with ConvertKit to bring you a free workshop on November 7. And so over here, I'm going to bring up this one here. So if you'd like to register for that free workshop, you can go to my website, teacherkristy.com/workshop, or you can click the link in the description under this video. And that is going to give you access to training to let you know a little bit more about ConvertKit and what it can do for your business. And when we talk about email marketing, some people think, well, isn't that like, it's not very personalized? And I'll be touching on this further in the future, but like I had mentioned, we can actually personalize even down to a person's name, and also specific topics for specific people, so that it's really showing our audience that we are here to serve them and give them what they need to reach their goals. So definitely register for that, and I'll be talking more about that coming up, and that will be for about an hour. Now, we did have a question from someone about that. Let me just bring that up over here. No, we could do that over here. So the question was, let's find that question from, this was from Janine, and she asked, where did that go? Oh, depending on where you are in the world, if ConvertKit, because ConvertKit is not just email marketing, it can also help with accepting payment for your products and services. So if you're in an area of the world that is serviced by ConvertKit's commerce, you can very easily create a payment link, and that continues to work for you as a place that you send people to for a specific item, whether that's a physical thing or your services. And if you are in a place of the world that does not accept the ConvertKit commerce, which is actually integrated, fully integrated with Stripe. You don't need a separate Stripe account. You actually do that directly in ConvertKit. But if you do have a Stripe account that's outside of that, you can connect it. But also, even if you don't have access to that type of payment area, you can, on your emails or in your on your pages that allow people to download your opt-in freebie or your products and services, you can direct people to a different place for payment. So if you have a different place for payment that isn't Stripe, then you can still use ConvertKit's powerful email automation tools to work for you in that regard, and you can still tag people and all of those things. But the question really was more about payment, and that was the answer to that question. So ConvertKit can still help you for all of your email marketing needs, and that extra add-on area of the commerce or receiving payment, if that's not available in your area, it may be coming soon. I think there's over 65 countries already that you can do that with, and you can still direct people within your email just by a link or a button to your other areas to accept payment. So that was a question about that. So the other question I wanted to answer was, some people might think, well, what if I'm not up to email marketing yet? It's definitely worth attending. If you cannot attend live, there will be a replay. But there was 3 S's that I wanted to share. I didn't make a slide for this, but the 3 things that I wanted to mention was, in this workshop, you'll learn how to start building, if you haven't yet, your email list, even if you have a list of 0 and no tech experience. ConvertKit make it very simple. The second thing is, you can share your freebie opt-in lead magnet, as I mentioned, with your audience, and continually send nurturing emails to follow up with them. And then the third one is, as I mentioned, you can sell products and services directly within ConvertKit, if that's available in your area. And so what that allows you to do is, even before an official launch, you can be sharing that with your email list ahead of time, and you can be earning even before that becomes public on social media, or it's a little behind the scenes sneak peek for those who are on your email list. So for online teachers who are now teacher entrepreneurs, and you've been running your online business for more than a year, it's definitely something to consider, that we need to have this extra place that isn't owned by social media, which is like rented land, and being able to have a place where your clients can contact you directly and you can reach out to them. That's going to definitely help your business and help to increase your income. And what my goal is to help you create systems, to help you get organized. We want to reclaim hours lost in the week. At least 10 hours a week can be claimed back from using what we call automations, which can be emails. It can be other things as well. If you think of automations, what automations do you have in your home? Maybe you, before you go to bed at night, you set your coffee timer to turn on at a certain time in the morning. That's an automation. What about you wake up in the morning to your device that is in the room, and maybe it starts playing the news for you? Those types of things are automations that can really help save us time and do things in an organized fashion to help us achieve more in less time. So I'm really here to help you propel your business forward to what your next level is. We talked about that last session, because I want to help you to achieve growth, prosperity, and longevity, as I mentioned, to help you find that work-life balance that works for you. So that is what I wanted to share with you today about the workshop. Register for that. Next time, we're going to talk more about revenue growth and how that can be achieved with ConvertKit. So I'm going to leave this one up here. I'm going to come back over here, and I have appreciated you and your time today. Thanks for joining us. And I would love to know, if you have any questions, you can either comment in this section down below, or you can send me a message on social media. Or if you're on my email list, like Janine, she replied to an email today, and I was able to reply and let her know the answer to her question. So I hope you have a fabulous day, whether you're it's your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next session.